Well, we all want our children happy, but trying to give them everything they request will not get you very far if you also want them to be grateful. And if your good intentions leave them acting entitled, it is time to make a change.
Here with some expert advice is Parents Magazine Editor-in-Chief Dana Points. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you did a poll on whether people think they spoil their kids or not. What did you find?
We did. 42% of parents who answered our poll say, yes, we spoil our kids, and 80% of people who answered knew that it would be bad for them when they grew up and were adults.
And if 42% admit that they spoil their kids,
forget it. It's 100%. Right.
Certainly there's a significantly larger number that do actually spoil them. Do you think that spoiling kids is bad?
Of course it's bad.
It's got a negative connotation, obviously.
Of course. You know, you want to kind of develop what some writers have called grit. You know, this inner strength and a work ethic, which I know you feel is important too. And if you spoil them, if you give them everything, it's really hard to build that muscle.
So where do parents start? Where do they start?
Well, one thing I think we can all do is stop apologizing, right? Don't apologize when your kid doesn't get something that she wants. Don't apologize, empathize. You can say to your child, I know you're feeling sad or grumpy because you didn't get X, but don't say, I'm sorry we weren't able to give you X.
Can you say, I'm sorry you're feeling sad and whatever, but...
You could. That would be more empathetic, whereas you're not going to say, I'm sorry we couldn't provide something for you.
Right.
How do you set the house rules? I mean, I've got an 8-year-old and an almost 5-year-old, so if I've screwed it up, I've got some backtracking to do.
It's not too late. I'm still working on my kids.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how do I now set the house rules in such a way for them that they're not going to get spoiled, that it becomes the standard behavior?
They have to know that no means no, and that you have certain rules which are non-negotiable. Things like helmet use or seatbelt use, for example. And you and your partner and your caregiver all have to be on the same page.
Right.
What about meltdowns?
Meltdowns, you got to just kind of ignore them, right? Even if if they happen in public, you know, let's say you're in a department store, just take the kid out to the car. I mean, I can remember when my kids were the age of your children, we would leave the shopping basket full of food and leave the store because you can't respond. The minute they kind of see that weakness and see that you're going to respond to them, it's all over.
What about patience? Because sometimes kids just don't have patience. Can you teach them to be patient?
Absolutely. It's a muscle and you have to work it. So it's, you can make them wait for small things. You know, for example, when you're cooking dinner and they really want a snack, you can say, no, you've got to hold out just a few more minutes, we're going to have dinner. Or you can just let them pause and watch you. You can also let them watch you use your own patience or forego something yourself. So if you might normally say, want a pair of shoes or something, or something new at the store, and you can say, like, I'm gonna just take a pass on this. I don't think I need to get it right now. I got something else recently. So you can verbalize that instead of just sort of being quiet about it. Let your child see you say no to yourself.
What's your policy on rewarding kids for good behavior? Offering them rewards?
Really? Compliment them, but don't give them a physical reward, right? So you can say, you did a terrific job, but don't just make a generic sort of compliment. Don't say great job. You can say, you did a terrific job with that assist in the soccer game. Like, be specific. And that shows your child that you're paying attention. And that's what they live for, really, is your reinforcement and your positive comments. If you want to give something, try to make it a celebration and not a thing. So, for example, instead of giving them a toy as a reward after a great soccer game, you might say, let's go out and have pizza, or let's go out and have ice cream.
Right. Pizza party always works.
Yes.
Dana, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. To read the full article, pick up the February copy of Parents Magazine or head online to parents.com. We'll be right back.